Um, I do want to mention two things from the previous chapter. One of them is when we were studying at the end, and we mentioned that Yehu killed Achaziah, and we read over there that his servants brought him by chariot to Jerusalem and buried him in his grave with his forefathers in the city of David. So I mentioned to you that I recalled something about being buried, but not in the graves of the kings. And my memory was actually going back to the previous chapter where it was talking about when Yehoram, the son of Yehoshaphat, it's really the father of Achaziah, the father of Achaziah, Yehoram, when he was killed, and he was an idol worshiper and so on, and didn't follow in his father's ways. Instead, he followed in his wife's ways, and his father-in-law's ways, Achav. So Yehoram, when he died, they buried him in the city. It says Be'ir David v'loy b'kivreis hamalachim, in the city of David, but not in the burials of the kings. And so that was what I was referring to. So it's not Achaziah, but it's really Achaziah's father who it says that by, and all the commentaries bring that. It's a pasuk in Divrei Hayamim Chronicles. So he was in the city of David. He was buried. It's interesting because the verse says he was buried with his fathers. He lay with his forefathers and was buried. It says Vayishkav Yerim Imavosav, Vayikaver Imavosav. He's buried with his forefathers. Be'ir David, in the city of David. But the pasuk in Divrei Hayamim explains it that it's Be'ir David v'lei b'kivreis hamalachim, but not in the king burial area. So he didn't merit to be buried with the kings. So that's the father. Now we're dealing with the son. And Yehu killed the son Achaziah, and before he killed Achaziah, he killed the other Yehoram, the son of Achav, and and so that was basically the end of chapter 9, where we had not only was the son of Achav, the king of Israel, killed, but the king of Judah was also killed. And not only were they both killed, but then the king of Israel's mother. King of Israel was Yehoram. No, the king of Israel was Yehoram. He was killed, and his mother, Yehoram, the son of Achav, his mother's name was Izebel, and she was also killed, and that was at the end of chapter 9. Now, when we read about Izebel being killed, we mentioned that Yehu wanted to bury her. So, he said they went down to bury her. He said, the king said, after he trampled her body with a horse, it says they pushed her out the window. Some of her blood flowed to the wall and to the horses, and Yehu trampled her body. And basically, Yehu said, he then came in and ate and drank. And then he said, attend to this cursed woman and bury her, for she is the daughter of a king. So they went down to bury her, and what happened? There's no body there. Her skull was there, her feet, and the palms of her hand. So we mentioned that was like a reward for the mitzvahs that she did. And the commentaries here, interestingly enough, they bring down it's a medrash that this Pirkei de Rebbe Eliezer, they bring down that, she had certain mitzvahs that she did with her hands and with her head, with her feet, that they bring down. Why didn't the dogs eat that? Because she used to dance before the kalois, and she would clap, and she would mekashkeshes beroisha lefneihen. So she would somehow rejoice with them, and in that merit, she did not have the dogs eating. The dogs didn't eat her arms and her legs and her head. But the interesting thing is, in the medrash, the actual medrash. Let me pull it up over here. It says that not only was she careful about the mitzvahs of rejoicing for a wedding, but also for a avelos. She would always be involved with the funerals and so on, and comforting the mourners. And the question that we were stuck with was this like the fact that she was getting a reward? I think David asked this question. Was it a reward that she deserved to get? Hashem wanted to pay her back in this world, or like what exactly? How did she merit? What was that? Was that using up her merit in the world to come? The fact that the dogs didn't eat her certain body parts that she did mitzvahs with, is that considered part of her reward? It's an interesting question. So I looked it up in the Pirkei de Rebbe Eliezer, which is the source of this, and over there it says that Gemilos Chasadim. How do we know about doing kindness to mourners? We see it from Izevel, from this lady who was wicked, but her house was near the marketplace, and anytime they were passing by with someone deceased, she would go out and she would make certain noises with her hands, which was, I guess, customary then, and she would do some type of a sound with it. She would clap with her palms and praise with her mouth. She would do some type of they had certain type of, it's called makoinenes, lament. They would lament with their mouth, and she would walk 10 steps. And then in the Medrash says, in any chosan that was going by, any groom that was just getting married, that was passing through the marketplace, so she would go out and she would be metzaltzeles bekape yodeha, also like clapping and praising with her mouth, and she would walk 10 steps. And Elijah prophesied about her. The dogs will eat Izevel in the portion of Israel. And the limbs that did this kindness, these acts of kindness, both to the mourners and to the groom, to the newlyweds, the animals did not rule over those limbs. So my answer, after looking into this, the answer, I think, is that it did not take away, it had nothing to do with her reward. It had to do with the fact that when you do a mitzvah, it's a protection. The mitzvah itself protects. And the punishment that she was supposed to have to her whole body, that punishment couldn't take effect on her limbs. But it's not that it was a reward for those mitzvahs. It's just that that punishment that she deserved for her whole body was not able to affect her limbs. In other words, it was almost like it was off limits. Nothing to do with her reward. It didn't take away from her reward. That was just simply it could not affect those limbs that she did this mitzvah with. So that's the
How
That's
you doing, Michelle? Okay, stop this working on it. Hold on a minute.
I just
Yeah.
went. I don't know. Oh, okay. So that's the end of chapter 9, and now we're on chapter 10. Now, so
Rabbi,
this is yes,
that's similar to some people, when they had the tefillin campaign. So some people said, you mean the punishment? If I don't put on tefillin, I'm going to get killed. And the Rebbe said, no, it's that the tefillin, you might get killed without the tefillin, but the tefillin is protecting you.
right, right.
It's
It's a
not
very
that
similar idea.
it's not you're going to get killed because you didn't put
Right,
on tefillin. The
right. Of
tefillin is a
course, right,
protection against
right, right,
against
right,
getting harmed.
right, right. Good point. Good similarity. Yes. Okay, so I think that covers the few questions that we had from last week, and now we'll continue on chapter 10. So what we're dealing with here, we have to just realize that we're dealing with a king that he's now taken over the leadership from another king. He's not doesn't have blood in him that's kingly blood. He doesn't have um, royal blood in him, and his name is Yehu. And not only has he killed the king of Israel, which is his main goal to wipe out the house of Achav, but he also killed the king of Judah. This is quite a crazy story, quite a serious news. This is the headlines. Not only he kills the king of Israel, he killed the king of Judah. And why did he kill the king of Judah? Because the truth is, the king of Judah was also um, an idol worshiper and because is a descendant of Achav. The king of Judah was a child of the king of Judah was the son of Achav's daughter, Asalia. So this is quite a newsworthy story going on here, and then Izebel was killed. So you got Izebel, who was quite a witch and evil, tyrannical type of individual, and we've got Yehoram, the king of Israel, who was killed. Now Achaziah, the king of Yehuda, was killed. Izebel, the mother of the king of Israel, was killed, and now the king. Okay, and now Yehu wants to finish off the whole family of Achav, not because he's interested in killing out the family of Achav, but because this is his job. His job, the punishment of Achav's family has finally been started. The curse that was given to the family of Achav, that they're going to be wiped out, all because of the terrible sins that Achav did. His whole family will be wiped out. Yehu is now given that responsibility to fulfill this mission. So, chapter 10. Achav had 70 sons in the Shomron. So Yehu wrote scrolls and sent them to the Shomron, to the elder officials of Israel, and to those who were rearing the children of Achav, saying, so this is what the message, he sent some type of a message in a scroll. It uses the word sfarim, some type of a scroll he sent to them. And this is about the fact that he's got to make some serious decisions, or the people have to make some serious decisions now. He has successfully killed the king and others, and the problem is Achav does have descendants who maybe want to take over. Maybe maybe they're going to fight back. So it's not a very simple thing. This Yehu is not part of the family. But we already had two children of Achav ruling. We first had Achaziah, the son of Achav. Again, not to be confused with the other Achaziah, the son of Yehoram from the other family. But here's we had an Achaziah and we had Yehoram. Yehoram was just killed now, and there's 70 others. So he's got a lot of potential competition to deal with. But it's not only that. There could be, number one, you could have 70 candidates who might want this position. And then you got all the community might be vouching and voting for some of those 70. So Yehu, it doesn't even have royal blood. So he's got really a, and people are talking about, look at this guy. He just wants to be king. He just killed Yehoram, he killed the king of Yehuda. It's a lot of potential gossip could be claimed against this Yehu. Yehu, look at what he just did. He killed our king. He wants to be king. We should kill him, maybe. So he's got to deal with all this, and then he's got to deal with these 70 sons. Not only because they might want to fight back, but also because what's Yehu's job now? What is his interest? He's king, but his interest is to fulfill his mission as king, which is to kill out the entire family of Achav. So he's going after these 70 sons in the Shomron. He's gonna somehow figure out how to get them. So he comes up with this type of a plan. So he sends these scrolls, and the scroll is sent to the Shomron and to the elder officials of Israel. Now, why is he sending to the elders of Israel if the 70 sons are in the Shomron? So the Radak here says, well, what's going on is they're actually in the midst of having discussions about what's happening. The elders of Israel are in Shomron discussing the fact that we've got this Yehu guy. What are we going to do about him? Do we want to join him? Do we want to fight him? So they're in the midst of, he says, Ulai holchu sham. Maybe they went there when they heard about this rebellious act of murder to the king. They went there to discuss it with the elders of the Shomron and decide what to do. So that's what's going on over here, and then we have those that are rearing the children of Achav, and of course we don't really know what the ages of these 70. Are they little kids? Are they teenagers? Are they adult? Like where they're holding now. We do know that the other children of Achav, one of them ruled for 2 years, one of them ruled for 12 years, but we don't really know. It's impossible to know how many wives did are these all children from the same wife? How children? They can't be 70 kids. They must be from many wives. So so we don't really have so much information about the ages of these children. But bottom line is that Yehu's got a lot of a nice job ahead of him. Got a nice amount of work ahead of him. So now when the scroll reaches you, we're in verse 2, and now when the scroll reaches you, since your master's children are with you, and with you the chariot force and the horses, fortified city, and weapons, see who is the best and most virtuous of your master's sons, and place him upon his father's throne, and fight for the sake of your master's house. So Yehu says, listen, if you people want to pick your candidate and want to fight, we can do that. It's up to you. I just killed 2 kings and the mother of the I'm ready if you want to fight me. And they were exceedingly frightened, for they said, if even those 2 kings could not stand against him, how can we stand? So they came to the understanding that this is not not someone they want to fight with. And what did they answer back? So the one in charge of the household, one in charge of the city, the elders, those who were rearing the children, they sent to Yehu saying, we are your servants, and everything you tell us, we will do. We will not appoint anyone as king. Do whatever is good in your eyes. So they basically are giving him the full authority to act as he wishes. They are going to accept him and accept him as king. They've come to that conclusion that it's worth it for them for whatever reason. They're afraid, as the previous verse implied that they realize they have no choice, and they're accepting him, and they offer him to do as he wishes. So Yehu wrote them a second scroll. This is in verse 6. Yehu wrote them a second scroll saying, if you are with me and you wish to listen to my voice, take the heads of the male offspring of your master and come to me at this time tomorrow to Israel. And now the sons of the king number 70, and the great men of the city are raising. So he basically told the elders, if you are seriously with me, then I need you to kill all 7. I want to have their heads. Bring them to me. And he tells them, and I know that there are 7. So don't think you could trick me. I know the amount. I'm aware of the amount. This is the way Rashi learns it, that he's telling them that I know that there are 70 of them. So don't try to tell me, no, there's really only this amount. I know how many there are, and I want all of their heads. And so it happened when the scroll reached them that they took the king's sons and slaughtered the 70 men. They put their heads in kettles and sent them to Yehu to Israel. So basically they killed they killed out the family of Achav. And this was part of the prophecy of Elisha, excuse me. No, it was given to Eliyahu, Elijah, then it was given to Elisha, then it was given to Yoina, and then Yoina, in other words, Yoina was supposed to tell it to Yehu, and Yehu is supposed to be doing this. And Yehu is giving it over to the elders that they're supposed to do this. Now, of course, this is not a very simple situation. We've got not only the question of just simple ethics, but there's also a halachic problem over here, because you're not really allowed to turn someone over to be killed. Here they're just killing them because the king wants them to be killed. And so it's brought in the Rambam in Maimonides. There's a chapter 5 of the laws of the Yesoidei HaTorah. So the Rambam brings if goyim, if non-Jews tell women, give us one of you, and we will defile, and if not, we're going to defile all of you. All of them should be defiled, and not one of them. You should never give one up. And also, if non-Jews say, give us one of you and we will kill him, and if not, we're going to kill all of you. The Rambam says, let all of them be killed. You never give someone up. Don't give a soul up to the Yidden. Now, what happens if they ask for a specific person? If they ask for a specific person, this is if non-Jews are interested in, harassing the Jewish people. So they choose one, and they say, give us this one person, and they have a specific person. And if not, we are going to kill all of you. So the Rambam says, if that person is deserving of death, like Sheva ben Bichri, if he deserves death, like Sheva ben Bichri, who was a Moired b'Malchus, who was rebellious to David HaMelech. So if that person deserves death, Yitnu oisai lahem, they should give him to them. Ve'ein moirin lahem kein l'chatchila, but we do not tell them this law. This is one of those laws that that you're not really supposed to even tell someone. You're not supposed to, it's something, except it's in halacha, it's in Jewish law, but we don't really like paskin this out loud. We don't give these this type of a if it happens to certain if it happens to to be the person who knows this halacha, fine, but we don't go around telling people about this halacha, that if they specifically ask for someone and he's deserving of death, even then we normally don't give the person over. Only, that's the halacha, that if he really is deserving of death, then you could. But we don't even tell that to people. But what we tell people is no, even then you can't, even though he's deserving of death, we don't give someone to the goyim. We don't hand someone over. It's called a meiser. It's a terrible, terrible sin. And let's say the person is not deserving of death, like Sheva ben Bichri, he's not deserving of death. So then all of the Jewish people should be killed, and they should never give someone up. So you see, like, how serious it is, to give someone up. And here, Yehu wants these people, and he wants them to kill all the children of Achav. Now Yehu is following orders, really following orders from Yoina Hanavi. Yoina the Navi was told by Elisha to go and give him this message that you have the mission, you're going to be king, and you have to kill out the family of Achav. So this is really like what you would call like a Hiras Shah. This is like a unique time. And basically what Yehu is doing is he's getting he's having his the people, the elders, having them fulfill this obligation, which is Hashem's punishment to Achav, and they're doing this. But it's not a very simple thing. And as we see, Yehu tries to explain it afterwards. He tries to, and we'll soon see what I mean by that. So Yehu wrote this. He wants them to bring the heads of the 70 children of Achav. Again, we don't know how old they are, but they were killed. And sure enough, they brought them to Israel. A messenger came and told them, saying, "They have brought the heads of the king's sons." And he said, "Place them in 2 piles at the gateway until the morning." It happened in the morning that he went out and stood and said to all the people, "You are righteous. Behold, I organized a rebellion against my master and killed him. But who struck down these men? Know therefore that there shall not fall unfulfilled to earth any word of Hashem, for Hashem spoke concerning the house of Achav, and Hashem has carried out all that he had spoken through the hand of his servant Eliyahu." So what is it's a little unclear what he's trying to do. Why is he saying these type of things? He makes these 2 piles, and then he says that you are righteous. I made a rebellion against my master and killed him. But who killed these? What is he saying by that? And know that, and he's telling them, you are righteous. So what's really going on over here is that he's telling them that you people think I did a terrible thing by killing the king. You should know that whatever's happening is all because Hashem wants it to happen. It's not that I want to be king and I decided to go and kill. I had an opportunity to take advantage and kill the king and take over the palace and have everything great, fine and dandy. That wasn't my interest. And what you did it's all because this is what Hashem wants from to happen to the house of Achav, and Hashem has already given that command through Eliyahu, and we are just fulfilling Hashem's wishes. And so that's more or less what he's also reassuring them that they did nothing wrong, and they shouldn't, so somewhat of a therapeutic way of trying to make them feel like they didn't do anything wrong. This was Hashem, and we are just filling it out. It's all coming from Hashem, and that's why he made this sort of like he made this ceremony in order to show that this is all coming from Hashem. So he's doing pretty good, Yeh. He's killed out the kings, killed out the mother, Izevel. He killed out all he arranged. He didn't actually physically do it. They killed all these 70 princes, and now verse 11, Yehu then struck down all those who remained of the house of Achav in Israel, and all of his notables and acquaintances and priests, until he left him not a survivor. And so he's making sure to kill out anyone that has anything to do with the house of Achav, because this is part of the punishment. Now, there is a medrash here. It mentions about the Israel. There is a medrash that says just like he had 70 and 70 kids in Shomron, he also had 70 in Israel. So there is such a it sounds like he had some relatives there in Israel. Anyway, he's wiping out the house of Achav, and he's trying to fulfill this command 100%. Now, there is a discussion here. These other people, the notables and the acquaintances, Gedoylov, Miudov, if they're not from the house of Achav, what right did he have to go and kill them? So there is such a concept that maybe because they were so connected to Achav, it's like that's part of the household of he understood that's what he has to kill out, that they're part of the household, even though they're not blood relatives, but they were closely connected. According to others, it could be that he did the wrong thing by killing them. He's trying to kill them. He didn't want to have any rebellion, so he killed them in advance. Possibly he was considered wrong. There is such a understanding here. It's not really the common understanding, but there is such a thought mentioned in the later commentaries. But the earlier comment, Barbanel understands that these must have been part of the punishment, even if they weren't relatives. It was part of the prophecy to kill out the house of Achav. Included all of these type of close acquaintances and his people. So anyway, we're in verse 12. He arose and came home, and then set out for Shomron. He was at a gathering house for shepherds along the way, and Yehu encountered some relatives of Achaziah, the king of Yehuda. And he said, "Who are you?" And they replied, "We are relatives of Achaziah and have come for the welfare of the sons of the king and the sons of the queen." So Yehu then said, "Capture them alive." And they captured them alive and then slaughtered 42 men into the pit of the gathering house. He did not leave any of them alive. So again, he's killing out. Now, Achaziah is not the king of Israel. He's the king of Judah. So Yehu, why is he killing out the king of Judah's relatives? He's supposed to be killing out Achav, the king of Israel's relatives. This is Achaziah, the king of. These are relatives of the king of Judah. And the answer is because Achaziah's mother is the daughter of Achav. So Achaziah is a descendant of Achav. This is what's complicated over here, is the fact that the family of Achav infiltrated through marriage into the royal family of Judah. So when he's killing out the descendants of Achav, it includes part of the Judah. That's why he killed Achaziah himself. He killed Achaziah, and now he's killing Achaziah's relatives. These are all connected. Now, Yehu went on from there and encountered Yoinadav, the son of Rechav. A very interesting individual here. Yoinadav ben Rechav, coming toward him, he greeted him. Is your heart sincere as my heart is with your heart? So Yehu somehow is interested in developing some type of a relationship. He thinks that Yoinadav is someone that he wants to get to know, wants to show him some type of respect, and he tells him, my heart is sincere with you. I look highly of you. And Yoinadav said, it is. Give me your hand. And Yehu gave him his hand. He pulled him up to him and into the chariot, and he said, come with me and see my zealous vengeance for Hashem. And they drove Yoinadav in Yehu's chariot. So Yoinadav ben Rechav, we know about him that he is a descendant of Jethro, Yisro, the son-in-law of Moshe. And he was the Kohen Midyan. He was the one who knew all about all the religions in the world, and he had converted his great-great-great-grandfather, Yisro, converted to Judaism, and so Yehu wanted maybe support from Yoinadav ben Rechav, and it seems like Yoinadav agreed, and somehow he felt that like it's maybe supportive. There was some reason why he wanted this, why he wanted Yoinadav ben Rechav, seemingly because he felt that maybe this is going to bring him the honor and the prestige that he thinks he needs in order to continue doing what he's doing. So he brings him along on his chariot. Now, seemingly bringing him along is also this element of like endorsement. They see him together. So if Yoinadav was considered like a very righteous person, so now it's giving a little more respect. Yehu is not just looked at as a murderer or someone who's looking for power hungry. He's now, he's trying to, I guess, which we sort of saw earlier, he seems like he's trying to get people to realize that he's not this individual who just wants to kill the kings and take over. He's looking to get a better reputation. He wants to fix the reputation that some people might have of him. Okay, so Yoinadav ben Rechav is coming along, and they're going to do this act of zealous vengeance for Hashem. Yehu arrived at Shomron and struck down all those that remained of Achav in Shomron until he annihilated him in accordance with the word of Hashem, which he had spoken to Eliyahu. So it's interesting how this prophecy traveled. It went to Eliyahu, then to Elisha, then to Yoina, then to Yehu. Now Yehu is fulfilling it. Yehu then gathered together all the people and said to them, Achav worshiped the Baal just a bit. Yehu will worship the Baal very much. What is he trying to do? He's trying to trick the Baal worshippers. What did Yehu do so far? He's killed out the family of Achav. Now, there's different ways of looking at what he did for someone who lived at that time. You either think of him as this guy wants to be, oh boy, he's just killing anyone who might be a potential danger to his throne. He's just going to kill them out, and then we'll see what happens after that. That's one way of looking at it. The other way is maybe he's very religious. This guy is in Elijah. He's killing out anyone who's not serving Hashem. He wants to punish and Achav. So now Yehu, what he wants to do is kill out all the people who worship Baal. The problem is that he can't just go and tell the people who worship Baal, "Come, I'm going to kill you." It doesn't work that way. They're not going to come. They're going to run away and hide and who knows what. So he's playing a game now. He's being sly, and he's pretending that he's just like all the other kings of Israel. And he says, it's not that I'm so religious that I killed Achav. You know what was wrong with Achav? He didn't worship Baal enough. I'm going to do it. Oh, am I going to do it? We're going to really worship Baal, and we're going to live forever. Oh, we're going to have all the blessings. You see, Achav was bad. He didn't do enough. He didn't do enough of it. We're going to really do the job. And this was Yehu's trick, and it worked. He did incredible. Yehu was so incredibly such a good what would you call him, like a
convincing?
Yeah, but he was like in the movies, a movie star, like someone who could play. He was in drama. He was so capable of tricking everyone. Like a real good actor. Real good actor. There must be a term. Real good actor. He was an incredible actor. So he says, we are going to really destroy. We're gonna worship Baal much more than us. So now all the prophets of the Baal and all its servants and all its priests, gather them unto me, and let no man be absent, for I have a great sacrifice for the Baal, and anyone who is absent shall not live. So now he's getting everyone excited. We're going to have, what a party. It's going to be such a day of, bringing sacrifices for Baal. We're going to really serve the idol. And you have to understand, in those days, that was the excitement that was the real desire that people had, was to be able to worship this idol. So they were all excited and hungry for this. And not only that, they were nervous if they don't come. So Yehu was acting with cunning. The word is be'akva. The Yehu asa ba'akva, like Yaakov. He was acting with cunning in order to eliminate the worshipers of the Baal. And so he's doing well. Yehu said, convoke an assembly unto the Baal, and they declared it. Yehu sent messages throughout all of Israel, and all the worshipers of the Baal came. There was no man left who did not come. They arrived at the temple of the Baal, and the temple of the Baal became filled from end to end. I mean, they were going to get killed if they didn't show up. Yehu then said to the one in charge of the wardrobe, bring out a vestment for each of the worshipers of the Baal. And he brought out the vestments for them. So they all have to wear a certain garment. And this, of course, is going to come to his benefit, because they're going to have to show that they're part of this. They're going to have to put it on. And these are the people who are these are people who are, they're not just popping in and onlookers, people who are news reporters and people who just were curious people. These are, whoever's there is going to have to wear this wardrobe, showing that they are wearing the uniform of Baal. And so he bring out vestment for each of the worshipers of the Baal, and he brought out the vestments for them. Yehu and Yohinadav, the son of Rechav, arrived at the temple of the Baal, and he said to the worshipers of the Baal, search and ascertain, lest there be among you worshipers of Hashem, for only worshipers of the Baal alone may attend. So now Yehu is nervous that he's going to soon kill everyone. And he wants to make sure that there's no one here that's just curious, and no one here that's just look at news reporters or other people who are just checking things out, and gossipers and who knows what. He wants to make sure we don't want anyone here that's not a real member of the Baal worshipers. And so they came to offer peace offering and elevation offerings, and Yehu posted 80 men outside and said, if any of these men whom I am putting under your charge escapes, your soul shall be in place of his soul. So he's warning his soldiers, you have to kill every single person. I don't want anyone escaping. If anyone escapes, then you're going to have to pay for it with your life. And this verse 25. So now the reason, so they're wearing this garment also so that in case they escape, they can easily be tracked down. And so he wants them to wear this because when the fight starts, when the stabbings start happening, when his officers start killing the people, there's probably going to be a few that might end up escaping. At least we're going to be able to see who they are when they're wearing this garment, because they're running out so fast, they're not going to have time to take it off. We're going to be able to track them down. So it happened when he finished performing the elevation offering service that Yehu said to the runners and to the captains, come and strike them down. Let no man get away. They struck them down by the sword. The runners and the captains threw themselves onward as they advanced, going to the city of the temple of the Baal. They removed the monuments of the temple of the Baal and burned them. They smashed the pillar of the Baal, and they demolished the temple of the Baal and designated it for bathrooms until today. So that was part of the destruction. So now they killed everyone, and they burnt the whole thing, and they ultimately used this place as this whole destruction. They used it as a place used for bathrooms. This was the first, official public bathroom type of well, I don't know the first, but anyway, they used this place as a place for bathroom until today, it says. So, and I guess it lasted a long time. Thus, Yehu eliminated the Baal from Israel. So, sounds like Yehu is quite a righteous guy, right? It sounds very good. He's doing very well. He's killed out the family of Achav, which was part of Hash. Again, it's not that he was looking for honor over here. He's looking to be king. He's fulfilling Hashem's wishes. He had to, it's part of the punishment that Achav deserved, finally got. And now he killed out all the idol worshippers, which was something that really very similar to Eliyahu Hanavi, it sounds like. Eliyahu killed them all out in Hara Carmel. Here, Yehu is doing quite a job. He's not even a prophet, Yehu. And he runs this. Of course, he uses his trickery and his acting skills, and he pulls it off. He's got them all there. He gets them all to come, and so he sounds like a good guy. But then the problem is that the golden calves in Basel and in Dan, he did not destroy. So on the one hand, he gets rid of the idol worshippers, Baal, but this people are still not going to travel to the Beis HaMikdash. There's a Beis HaMikdash. It's in existence now. And people are not going there for the high holidays. And originally, the Yeravam ben Nevat, the first king of the Israelites, of the 10 tribes, of the Melech Yisrael, the king of Israel, not the king of Judah, but the king of Israel, he set up these golden calves in these 2 cities, Beisel and Dan, in order that people should not end up giving, honor to the king of Judah and then traveling there, and wanted them to be stuck in the area of and stay locally and not have to worry about them being impressed and with the other kingdom. So Yehu, for some reason, sounds very surprising that he did this, that he's on the one hand he did so much, and on the other hand he doesn't destroy the golden. It looks like he's not afraid of anything. So why doesn't he just destroy these golden calves? Thus Yehu eliminated the Baal from Israel. But regarding the sins of Yeravam, the son of Nevat, who caused Israel to sin, the golden calves that were in Beisel and in Dan, Yehu did not turn away from them. Surprising. Why didn't he turn away from them? So the commentaries discuss this, and one of the answers that the commentaries give is that it's a Gemara, actually. I shouldn't say it's one of the answers. The Gemara mentions this in Sanhedrin. The Gemara says that Bris Crusa, there's a treaty that's given to the lips that when you say something, it has an impact. What does that mean? That what did Yehu say? He was an actor. But the fact is, he said something that he shouldn't have. What did he say? He said, Achav only worshiped the Baal a little. Yehu is going to worship him a lot. What happened when he said that? It caused some type of a slight element of idol worship in him. And that caused that he didn't end up destroying the golden calves that would have made him, it would have been incredible. If he would have destroyed them, this would have been it would have maybe, stopped the whole failure of Klal Yisrael that led to the downfall. It led to the destruction. But he had this element from the fact that he said those words, that a person has to be careful with the words that come out of his lips. You have to always be careful what you say, even about yourself, even as a joke. Even he was doing it to serve Hashem. He was doing it in order to get the Baal people to come. But you have to be careful what you say, what comes out of your lips. Bris Crusalis Vasayim, there's a treaty with lips that you have to be careful what words come out of your mouth. And the other understanding here about Yehu is that when power comes to your head, it sometimes takes over. And so although he did so much right, but it is so hard when that power gets to you. It's so hard to humble yourself and to continue serving Hashem completely with humility. And that arrogance causes you to sin. And so we're going to stop here. Sei gesund, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.